Hello, hello. Feels weird being cheery for this episode.
Yeah, I'm not going to be cheery.
Well,
Hello.
Gives you an excuse to not be cheery.
Yeah, my throat hurts. No, I know. How is everybody today?
Good. Wow, I'm so glad to hear that you guys are good. Exactly.
We have a live audience here. You don't need to pretend.
Well, how are you, James?
I'm good. My throat hurts, but I went to New York.
You did. How was it?
It was fun.
How much crime did you see?
Well, is weed legal in New York?
I have no idea. It's legal here.
If it's not legal, so much. If it is legal, only a little.
Okay.
I got stopped at the airport. I didn't tell you that. Because there was some residue on my shoes. So I may have walked through cocaine.
Love that for you.
They were like, we need to take this to the back. I was like, okay. So I just stood there without my shoes for like 15 minutes. I was like, we're going to be late. We're going to be late. We're going to be late. And then they're like, you're fine.
Yeah, I think they would have seen that you, of all people, were not on cocaine.
Well, you never know.
It's true.
A couple of people were jumping over the metro passes and the subway. Somebody fell.
Love that.
A little bit of fraud. I think that's it.
Well, I'm glad you made it home safely.
Hey, me too.
We missed you.
Yeah. I missed the kittens.
Oh, I'll go fuck myself.
The baby. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's fine.
Hey, Subway, do you want to sponsor us?
Oh, you know what? That's what today's episode is going to be about. The case of the missing Subway card. Because Jamie gave me a Subway gift card the other day, and I cannot find it. It's not in my wallet. It's not in any of my purses. It's not in Jamie's wallet. It's not in any of Jamie's purses. It's not anywhere. And I'm furious about it because
we really wanted Subway.
I really wanted Subway. So if anybody knows where my Subway gift card went, if you could let me know.
Bring it back.
Please bring it back. So
do you have any not invasive updates? Like, what'd you have coffee? You had coffee today. How was the coffee?
I'm still drinking it. I've had about 4 sips of it, but it's overall not been bad.
Okay, and like how'd you sleep?
It's pretty shit, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On to the episode.
Yeah. I'm Kate.
And I'm Jane, and this is Creeps and Coffee.
A show where we talk about the dark parts of the world around us.
Cryptids, conspiracies, things that go bump in the night.
And the crimes behind the scariest creatures of all, humans.
Join us as we take a look at the stories sure to give you the creeps.
Pull up a seat, grab a coffee,
and let's have a chat.
Giggling aside, we have put off doing this episode a couple of times.
Yeah.
The first time was just really, really bad timing on our part because we had it planned.
Literally the day of filming.
And that happened to be the day of the Uvalde shootings.
Yeah. If you remember, I think it was like at least, 19 kids were killed?
It was 21.
Okay.
And 17 injured.
Yeah.
So that ended up being the second deadliest school shooting in U.S. history.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be in poor taste to go ahead with an episode like this.
We were like, let's hold off a couple months.
Yeah, we're going to give it some time. Now with the court trial proceeding, it's been a bit of a hot topic again. So we wanted to address that at the beginning of this episode to say that we are sending love and as much support as we possibly can to the families who are dealing with the court proceedings going on and having all of these feelings brought back up again. I cannot imagine the pain that they're suffering.
Yeah. We
just wanted to mention it and say that we don't proceed with an episode like this lightly, but this is
all for awareness.
I think it's something that should be discussed so it's not forgotten, but also should be discussed in a sense of why there needs to be more action taken.
Yeah.
And not in a glorification way.
Mm-hmm.
I think with school shootings in the US especially, a lot of the topic can be glorified and turned into a fantasy world. But
change the gun laws. How about that?
Yeah. This has been happening far too long. I think one shooting is more than enough, let alone the amount of stress that's put onto families in the education system in the United States these days.
Yeah.
And it's scary enough in Canada. I can't imagine what it's like in a place where there's less regulation.
I mean, don't most American schools have to walk through metal detectors and stuff?
Yeah.
I've never had to do that at school.
No.
Not saying Canadian schools are the safest place, because they're not.
By any means. Have I told the story on here of when there was the bomb scare at my high school?
No. You haven't told me that I recall.
So this will be on a bit of a lighter note for you. This will be our gentle segue into things.
Okay.
So when I was 17, in case you guys haven't picked up on it, I was a bit of a geek in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a lot going for me other than my brain. Unfortunately.
You were a great theater kid too.
Oh, thanks, James. That really adds on to my level of cool there.
And I did not say that.
Not only was I a straight A student, I was a theater kid.
Yeah.
So the night before my AP biology, I had a research paper due in AP bio, and I stayed up all night to finish it. I wrote like 20 pages, and I stayed home from school that morning so that I could finish it and get like 20 minutes of sleep so that I could function throughout the day. So I got to school right before lunch, and none of my friends had been answering me. And I was like, oh, that's weird, whatever. So I got there, and there were a bunch of police officers lined up outside my school. And I went to go in through the doors, and there was like the front doors and then a second set of doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to open the front door, and it was locked. And this police officer came out holding a rifle and opened the door just slightly and said, "What can I help you with?" And I was like, I'm trying to come into school. I said, I had the morning off, and I was just coming in to drop off my paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh, no, you can't come in." So I started crying. Not because I was scared for my friends at the school, but because the pressure of academia really hit me. So I started sobbing to this police officer holding a very large gun quite close to me, telling him that if I didn't hand in my AP bio paper, that I would lose 50% of my grade. And there was like no forgiveness from my teacher. And he was like, "Kid, I think she's going to understand. There's a bomb threat at the school. You need to go home." And I was like, "No, sir, you don't understand. I'll tell you the classroom. Can you give her this paper for me?"
Caitlin.
Yeah. And he put his hand on my shoulder and went, "Hun, I'll go talk to her and tell her that you showed up. But I can't take anything in or out. Like, you need to go home, relax." I was like, "Sir, you don't understand." So then I went back to my mom's car crying. And she was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, there's a bomb threat. But he wouldn't let me take my paper." She was like, "Caitlin, I think it's okay." So I sent my teacher, a very long email saying that I had come to the school, but that the mean man in the foyer wouldn't let me in. And she was like, "Yeah, you're fine. You can drop it off tomorrow."
Yeah, Caitlin.
Yeah. So.
You didn't think that she would make an exception for a bomb threat?
No, I didn't, because I hadn't slept in like 3 days. So school is not the safest of places for mental health or physical health.
Especially American schools.
Yeah. So, that's the worst thing that I've experienced at my school. Maybe like a lockdown drill.
Yeah.
That's absolutely nothing in comparison. So, I can't complain at all. I can laugh at myself.
Yeah.
But I cannot complain. What we are going to talk about today is probably one of the most notorious true crime cases in the last few decades. It's something that most people have heard of, at least know a little bit about, if not like all the details. And it's also garnished some weird cult following that I will never understand. But what we are talking about today is the Columbine shootings in 1999.
Well, Caitlin's talking about that part.
Yeah.
And I am talking about the basement tapes,
Mm-hmm.
which I will get into after she explains.
The basement tapes have come out of Columbine research, I guess you could say, out of sort of the archives of the shooting as evidence of a plan, of a reaction.
So much evidence.
So it's only relevant that we give a little bit of background on what the Columbine shootings were, what took place for those that might not know too much about it. I know we have a lot of listeners that aren't from the US or Canada. So I'm going to give a little bit of a background without going into too much detail because, like I said, I think it's quite overdone. I think it's quite glorified, and I don't think that these people need to be given any more recognition than they have been in the true crime world. At the same time, I think it's important to give that background so that we can understand maybe how to lead toward more prevention. I guess we can jump into it. So Columbine was one of the most notorious mass shootings in U.S. history. It occurred on April 20th, 1999. So I was a little short of a month old. Jamie was not born yet.
Oh my God. I was in a belly.
Yeah. You were a fetus. I was freshly out of the womb.
Just before all of your problems started.
Yeah, exactly. So April 20th, 1999 at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. So at this school, we had 17-year-old Dylan Klebold and 18-year-old Eric Harris. They were considered outcasts at school. They weren't really involved in any activities. They didn't really have many friends other than each other. But the one thing that they really were miserable about was the fact that they were unable to find love. And they thought that no matter what they did, no girls were going to be interested in them. And all these girls at their school were just bitches, and there was something wrong with them, not the boys.
They were also raging racists.
Oh, big time. Yeah, so just overall, like, miserable about life in general. No one else was doing anything right. No one was treating them right. And there was nothing that they could do to make their lives better, or nothing that they were willing to do to make their lives better. I would also just like to point out that if all of us that couldn't find a date in high school ended up doing shit like this...
Yeah, or if we were bullied.
Yeah. I got bullied. I didn't have my first kiss till I was 17. And I think, not to toot my own horn here, I think I turned out quite okay despite that.
Yeah.
I don't think that really needed to shift the trajectory of my life in such a certain way.
You're fine.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks. But basically, as a result of these bullying experiences, I guess you could call them, Harris and Klebold were harboring major grudges that would ultimately become the worst high school shooting in U.S. history at the time. So that was 1999. Unfortunately, there have been 2 more significantly larger mass shootings. There have been many more smaller. But
I think in 2022 alone, there was, 26 shootings in the U.S. alone.
Yeah. So in 2007, there was the Virginia Tech massacre in Blacksburg, Virginia, which ended up becoming the #1 deadliest school shooting in the U.S. So that ended the lives of 33 people. And then second is the Uvalde shootings in Texas that we were referencing before. And that was at an elementary school and took the lives of 21 people. And then Columbine still sits at #3. It's a lot to take in when you look at numbers, but I also think it's really important to recognize that these aren't just numbers on a list. They aren't numbers on a ranking. They're lives, mostly of children, that have been stolen and ripped away from their parents, from the world.
Yeah.
And ultimately, all in preventable situations with gun reform laws. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So what happened was that at around 11:19 a.m. on April 20th, Dylan and Eric basically showed up outside Columbine High School and began shooting. They didn't really have a plan of specific people.
Mm-hmm.
They just came in. They arrived in separate cars about 10 minutes before they went in. They walked into the school cafeteria. They put down 2 duffel bags, which each contained a 20-pound propane bomb that was set to explode at 11:17 a.m. Thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But they went back outside, back into their cars, and just waited for the bombs to go off. That was their initial plan. The bombs failed to detonate, so they ran in and started shooting.
Yeah.
So by 11:35, less than 20 minutes, they killed 12 students and a teacher and had wounded more than 20 people. And then shortly after noon on that day, they turned their guns on themselves. And that was that. So I don't want to harp too much on their lives and the speculation of why they did what they did, because I don't think they deserve it. I don't think they deserve having more recognition of their names. So what I want to do for a second is just talk about the victims and give their names some recognition.
Go for it.
So
I will say, sorry to interrupt, my part in this does mention them quite a lot because that's what the basement tapes are all around. But I mostly focused my research on, like, the why.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. I think that's the important thing to talk about rather than saying,
yeah, like, not saying, like, oh, it's okay because he was sad.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying, these were the reasons.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Continue.
So just before we get into that, I think obviously it's most important to give these kids and these people the recognition that they so often don't get. So the victims of the Columbine shooting were Cassie Bernal, who was 17, Stephen Kernau, who was 14, Corey DePuter, who was 17, Callie Fleming, 16, Matthew Ketchter, who was also 16, Daniel Mauser, 15, Daniel Rorbo, 15, William Sanders, who was 47. He was one of the teachers. Rachel Scott, 17. Isaiah Scholes, 18. John Tomlin, 16. Lauren Townsend, 18. And Kyle Velasquez, who was 16 years old. So these kids had a lot of life to live.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that was stolen from them for reasons that are ridiculous and make me more angry than most things.
I mean, when people say, like, oh, 16, 17, 16 and 17-year-olds are like, I'm not young, like, I'm an adult. You are not. You are so little.
Yeah.
You have so much life to go through. Like, you have no idea. So they are literally in the beginning of their lives.
Yeah.
Because us at 17,
oof,
bruh.
I don't want to think about.
Like, we're so different.
Yeah.
And it's only been, like, what, 5 years? I don't know what I would have done without you if you had died at 17, Kate. Don't make a suicide joke.
I was not going to do that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Anyway, it was suggested that they went in purposely choosing, like, athletes, minorities, Christians, to sort of go against these people that were
definitely minorities.
Definitely minorities, for sure.
Like, there are so many quotes that I can't read.
Yeah.
Because, Jesus.
But there was speculation that they, like, went after the popular kids and people who were different and Christians because they were anti-religion. But the only information we have for sure comes from the basement tapes. So, what were the basement tapes, James?
So, it's essentially like an archive of everything that the two boys planned. Like videotapes that they recorded, literally for this purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said in the tapes, like, I wonder if the police will watch the whole thing. And there are a lot of rumors going around deep on the interweb of people saying they've seen it or that they have like a copy of it. And honestly, there probably is on the dark web, but your girl's not going to go look and find out. But there are officially no copies out there because the police destroyed the tapes along with weapons and other remaining evidence from the shootings in 2011. So there are no longer any documents, just the transcripts of what's been said, and I wanted to go over them. They're really messed up. And I will warn my parents, hi guys, I will be quoting these two murderers, and I will say swear words. So, mom, dad, prepare or don't listen.
Welcome to what it's like to actually live with Jamie.
Yeah, oh. I mean, last time, I think it was Peter Scully where I swore.
Yeah.
My dad called me and was like, oh, 32 minutes, 19 seconds. What is this? And I was like, I don't know. What is this? And then he played it and I was like, oh.
Don't worry about it.
I try to keep it PG, but you can't really in this because I feel like it needs the full effect. So, yeah, so the full videos have not ever been made public, released to the public. Only some parts, which the kids also predicted. Should I refer to them by their first or last names? Eric and Dylan? Or Harrison? I don't even know how to say his last name.
I think for your sake.
Klebold.
Yeah. Eric and Dylan, I think, is easier for you to say.
Okay. Yeah. So they started recording March 15th, 1999. And the video starts with them in the basement of their family home, in like the living room, drinking, underage drinking of Jack Daniels. And they say that this is their masterpiece and they want everyone to know why they did it. Unfortunately, that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me happy.
No.
They start by saying, don't arrest anyone because they didn't have a clue. It was just them. And that was something that I found weird, is that they were very clear that, like, they were sorry to their parents. Yeah. They were sorry to their friends. And it's like, why are you showing remorse? Just don't do it then.
Well, that's exactly it.
Like they've stated, like, we're not psychopaths. I wish I was a sociopath so I would feel remorse. Or I wouldn't feel remorse. But I do. And it's like, well, then why are you doing it?
Yeah, weird, because literally no one is forcing you to do this.
Yeah. They showed videos of them with the bombs. And how they made the bombs. I'm pretty sure giving instructions on how to create more bombs. I will not be talking about that. I will quote that Eric said this. I'm sorry I have so much rage, but you put it in me. More rage, keep building it on. If you could see all the anger I've stored over the past 4 fucking years, you made me what I am. You added to the rage.
No.
Being shy didn't help. I'm going to kill you all. You've been giving us shit for years. Fuck you.
Listen, I'm an angry person.
Yeah.
Never felt the need to do that.
No. Do you want to know why he's feeling like this, Kate?
Because other people made him sad and girls wouldn't kiss him.
Well, yes. But also, he complains that his family had to move 5 times. And he was always the new kid in school. Always at the bottom of the food chain, and had no chance to earn any respect from his peers, and always had to, quote-unquote, start at the bottom of the ladder. People always made fun of him.
I like that you literally couldn't say that without a smile on your face.
Because you know what? Bitch, me too!
Yeah.
Every military...
And you can quote me on that.
Every military child has gone through that. I moved every 3 years, almost my whole life. I've been to like, 12 different schools?
At least.
And you know what? I was always the new kid. I was always at the bottom of the rung of the ladder. I got bullied sometimes. But you know what? I never thought about killing everybody.
No.
I just went, that sucks.
You just called me and you were like, nah.
I wish I had friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few months later, hey, I have a couple friends.
Yeah.
And then I'm moving again.
Yeah.
And that has given me issues, for sure, but not enough to think I'm going to murder everyone at school. So that just feels like an excuse to me.
Yeah.
Because if so, every military child or persons with parents who move around a lot, not even just military families, they would all be killers.
Yeah.
But that's not how that works.
No, not at all.
So apparently, according to Dylan, his family, besides his parents and his extended family, treated him like the runt of the litter. Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
And yeah, the stuck-up kids hated him and bullied him.
I feel like we're bullying him now.
I am bullying him.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and you know what? I am. Because if you're going to act like a piece of shit, you're going to get treated like a piece of shit.
Yeah, you want to go down in history? Sure, but it's going to be me spitting on you.
Yeah.
Anyway, they go on to talk about not great topics like terrorism, calling people slurs, and they mention quite often how proud they are that they fooled people. Like, his mom saw him with a gun at one point and thought it was a BB gun. And he was like, if anyone asked any questions, we would have been caught. But they didn't, so we fooled everyone. No, you got lucky, kid.
Exactly. And I have a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah, so he quite literally, quote, says, I could convince them that I'm going to climb Mount Everest, or I have a twin brother growing out my back. I can make you believe anything. Are you sure?
Oh my god, wait. Edward Mordray?
I was thinking that when I highlighted this to quote it for that reason. Yeah, and then they go and they say very mean things about the girls at their school as well, which I will also not quote. They do a video tour of Eric's room and show a lot of illegal things.
Shocker.
Guns, homemade bombs, I'm assuming illegal fireworks because they were mentioned here, shotgun shells, a hunting knife with a swastika on it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, of course. I wish I could say I was shocked. Yeah, they had 4 mortar grenades, 10 crickets, and 3 alphas. Don't ask me what that means, because I'm not a killer. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you clarified, because I was just about to say, what the fuck is that?
I'm assuming they're different types of grenades.
Right. Because there are more than one.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, he was bragging about how he got the combat knife for $15 as they zoom in on the swastika. Like, so much to unpack there. We're not going to, though.
No, so much to unpack. Not enough time in the world.
Yeah, I don't want to unpack the racism.
No.
Yeah, in later footage, so they recorded multiple different times and then compiled them all. So I don't know what date this was, but again, they were drinking Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels sponsor?
Please, no. You've made me sick too many times.
Oh, God. And yeah, they were both there on a lazy boy recliner. Eric had a shotgun with him that he named Arlene. No comment. And he said in reference to the Kentucky and Arkansas shootings, don't think that we're trying to copy anyone. We had the idea before the first one ever happened. Our plans is better. Yeah, okay. That's not something you should take credit for.
No, I wouldn't jump to put my name on that.
Yeah. And then again, at this date, they go on to talk about how they hate all races. Blank, 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 and blank. They also talk about how they hate their enemies who abused them and their friends who didn't do enough to defend them. Then they spend another hour discussing just their plain hatred for humanity and how much they hate their fellow students and how they want to kill all of them.
Right.
But also, like, what about the kids you don't know?
This is exactly it. Like
they didn't do anything wrong. They don't know you.
I cannot imagine. Like, obviously, there were mentally lots of things wrong here in both of the boys. But I just cannot imagine being so self-centered and so sick that you think everyone is thinking about you. And, like, psychologically speaking, that's a teenage thing. You think that everybody's looking at you all the time. Every mistake you make is, like, broadcast to the whole world. But to be at the level of insanity where you genuinely believe that every single person that you interact with dislikes you and hates you,
deserves to die,
and that they deserve to die.
And even they said their friends didn't defend them enough.
Like, how the world does not, it was not created specifically for those two boys.
Yeah.
It was not created specifically for anyone.
Well, there's the line drawn.
Like,
no line.
There's no line. But just like to believe so fervently that anyone who looks at you the wrong way deserves death because they might have upset you is baffling to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was...
It's okay.
I was going to say that, but no. You know what? I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because your mom's going to make fun of me for it, so... Yeah, it was my soapbox moment, okay, Jamie? God.
This next part is pretty dark. Not necessarily for swearing, but for context. And this is Eric. He says, we're going to kickstart a revolution. So he genuinely thought they were starting something that would go worldwide. They also say, this makes me mad, they want to come back as ghosts to haunt the survivors, to create flashbacks from what they do and drive the survivors insane.
You already drove them insane when you were alive.
Yeah. Like, this statement made me so mad, I wanted to backhand my own computer.
Mm-hmm.
But that won't do any good. But, like,
no.
I don't even think I hate someone enough to want to essentially torture them mentally for the rest of their lives.
I have told you that I would do that to you.
But for different reasons.
Exactly.
I've told you to haunt me just so I know that you're there.
Yeah, I told Connor that I would haunt him so that he couldn't date anyone else.
Yeah, that's fine. But going back and being like, no, destroying their life wasn't enough. I
need to do it for the rest of eternity.
Yeah. And then I think it was Dylan who said, and I quote, the most deaths in U.S. history, with Eric kissing his shotgun and saying, hopefully. And then Dylan saying again, we're hoping. I hope we kill 250 of you. It will be the most nerve-wracking 15 minutes of my life after the bombs are set and we're waiting to charge through the school. Seconds will be like hours. I can't wait. I'll be shaking like a leaf. What do you mean? What do you mean? As someone who studied child psych, what can you add, Kate?
Because here's the thing. We talk about cases like this, or we talked about them in my undergrad.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about them now in my master's degree, looking at how it gets to a point where a child is so deprived mentally of proper social exposure that it gets to be something like this. And it's just, the baffling part is that no one has any idea. Because it's not like they were growing up in families that were incredibly unhealthy. I've seen cases, even that I work with one-on-one, of children who are coming out of much worse households that have much better outlooks on life. Like, it is not a situational
and I don't really
trigger.
Know like if we can put them near the categories of psychopath or sociopath, because they are feeling remorse, but they do it anyway.
But my question is...
And it was calculated and planned.
And this is the question, because under the age of 25, you can't really diagnose sociopathy or psychopathy. But at the same time, I would lean towards levels of sociopathy because, sure, they're saying that they feel remorseful. There's no empirical way to collect evidence on how someone's feeling. Mm-hmm. These children, because that's what they are at the point where I don't know if it's believable, like any aspect of what they're saying. So there's a very good chance that they think that they should be remorseful. They think they should be feigning all of these emotions, but that they're just playing it up for the camera. And that none of that is happening, because there is no possible way that someone of sound mind and body could commit a crime to this extent.
I also wonder...
Nothing.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, since we'll never really know the full thing, could it have been, since they really only, like, had each other as, like, friends, maybe they didn't really want to do it, but then they like hyped each other up to the point where it was like, well, we can't back down now. Like, this person is relying on me, so like we have to do it.
I think that played a role in it, because
they're like, oh, well, you can't back out now.
In partnerships like this, there's always one dominant and one very submissive. And
like the Lethal Lovers.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Great episode of ours. Just it's a little self promo there. But there's always one that calls the shots.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be obvious to others who that could be, but there are signs that there was one that was sort of the lead. It's usually the older one.
Yeah.
The submissive is usually the one that kind of looks at the other for protection.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I can't remember who exactly it was, but I think, wasn't it like how they came up with this plan was someone was, one of them said like, God, I wish we could kill everybody.
Yeah.
And then the other was like, oh, me too.
Latched onto it.
And then they said, I'm not kidding. And
yeah.
Said, neither am I.
Yeah. Yeah. From a psychological standpoint, we have no fucking idea.
Okay.
And that's it all leads back to, as much as I hate this, it all leads back to nature versus nurture, and what someone is capable of, what someone is predisposed to, and what environmental triggers are going to set it off. Because we don't know how it would have been different if they had friends, if they had people who they could connect to. And we don't know how it would have been different if they had grown up in different circumstances or with different biological predispositions to things. So there's no way of being able to tell. Yeah.
So another thing Eric stated was, isn't it fun to get the respect we're going to deserve? We don't give a shit because we're going to die doing it anyway. What do you mean?
What the fuck?
You're not getting respect. You're getting hated on forever because you murdered children.
This is exactly what I mean, though. Like, the level of delusion that's required to think that this, like, an action like this. And no, because you know what? The fucked up part is that they actually do have a really big following of people who feel bad for them and feel a connection to them.
I would feel bad if I had known them and they didn't kill people, if they were like 17-year-olds in my high school class and they said like, I'm being bullied, I'm sad, nobody loves me. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah. Let's do something about it.
Yeah, like, maybe let's go talk to a therapist.
Yeah.
Not now, though.
Well, exactly. Like,
you made your bed.
You lose all sympathy when you...
Yeah, and they sort of talk about their parents, so they know what they're doing is wrong. They say, I really am sorry about all this. They gave me my life. It's up to me what to do with it. My parents might have made some mistakes that they weren't really aware of. Okay. Make them aware of it. If you say, Dad, you hurt my feelings when you said that, instead of saying, Dad, I'm going to kill 20 people. One of those is the better option.
Yeah, and it's not the killing people one.
Well, because first of all, imagine you're a parent and you hear that your child was killed in a school shooting. Devastation. Because you're losing a child. But also imagine the parents getting a call being like, hey, your kid just killed a bunch of people in a school shooting.
Yeah, and then killed themselves.
Blood run cold.
Yeah.
Stomach drops. What do you even say? What do you feel?
Yeah. I can't imagine.
So it's so selfish because they also put their parents through that.
100%. There's no way to look at this without seeing them as just selfish pieces of shit.
Yeah.
There's literally no lens that you can look through that doesn't lead back to them just being so self-centered and delusional.
Yeah. Speaking of delusions, they said that they want movies to be made about their story.
Get fucked.
Literally, Dylan said, directors will be fighting over this story, and I know we're going to have followers because we're so fucking godlike. We're not exactly human. We have human bodies, but we've evolved one step above you.
Get fucked.
Like, isn't that a delusion of grandiose? Grandeur, that's the word I was looking for. No, you're a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah, I know it seems like you're on top of the world when you're 17. Not that I felt that.
I did not either.
I've been told that it can feel like that.
And directors are not fighting over this story.
I fucking hope not. this is the thing.
Like, have they even released any movies specifically about this?
Don't know. I haven't gone looking for it because that would be fucked up.
Yeah.
And I get worried seeing the release of things like the Ted Bundy movie with Zac Efron, like the new Dahmer special. It just, as interesting as it can be, it just perpetuates people like Dylan and Eric who think like, oh, well, these people are getting shows and films made about them. They went down in history. They're infamous.
Just look at the cult following documentary.
But like,
just watch the true crime part. You don't have to glorify it.
Fucking exactly. Because it leads to more delusions like this. I mean, obviously those specials that I'm talking about came out within the last 3-4 years, not 23.
Yeah.
But there was still books, TV shows, made for TV movie specials. Like, stuff like that does not need to constantly be happening because it gives people like Dylan and Eric an elevated sense of grandeur because they're like, well, it happened for other people, so it's possible. Could happen for us.
Mm-hmm.
That gives them exactly what they wanted in doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll throw the soapbox away now.
Thank you. On a less extreme note, apparently they also admitted to doing credit card fraud, among other crimes.
Sorry, I don't know why that made me laugh. I just was not expecting.
Neither was I. I read it and I was like, oh, okay.
Credit card fraud to buy what?
Probably guns.
That tracks. There was the guy that sold them a gun. So there was a guy named Mark Maines who sold a gun to Eric and also bought him 100 rounds of ammunition the day before the murders. He ended up being sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Yeah.
For selling a weapon to a minor, first of all. And then there was a guy named Philip Duran who had introduced Eric to Mark, who ended up spending time in prison for making that connection. So
good.
Yeah. So maybe they were involved in the credit card fraud aspect of things too.
Probably. April 11th, 1999. A little over a week before the murders. Yeah, this was the part that I was talking about him having remorse. Eric said, "My parents are the best parents I've ever known. My dad is great. I wish I was a sociopath so I didn't have any remorse, but I do. This is going to tear them apart. They will never forget it. There's nothing you guys could have done to prevent any of this. There's nothing that anyone could have done to prevent this. No one is to blame except me and vodka," which is Dylan's nickname, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Our actions are a two-man war against everybody else. If you know it's wrong, you know it's going to hurt your family and everybody else, but you're doing it anyway. I don't understand that. Because when I hurt my parents' feelings by accident, it makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, there was a time when my dad and I went sledding, and he wanted to go on the sled. I was like 5. He accidentally broke the sled because it was so cold, it just snapped the plastic. Okay. And then he felt bad. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then I felt bad that he felt bad, so I started crying. And then he thought I was crying because I was sad because he broke my sled, but I was sad because he was sad that he broke my sled. So I can't imagine doing something like this.
No.
Anyway, I never forgot that, Dad. And yeah, Eric also said, "To all you coolios out there that are still alive, sorry I hurt you or your friends." Like, no, I don't forgive you.
Like, clearly you're not sorry, though, because you still fucking did it.
Yeah, you are not forgiven. You ready for the grand finale?
I think so.
So, the last piece of evidence, item number 333. April 20th, 30 minutes before the attack, Dylan says, and I quote, "Hey, Mom, gotta go. It's about half an hour before our little judgment day. I just wanted to apologize to you guys for any crap this might instigate as far as inaudible sounds or something. Also, you're not sorry, so shut up. Just know that I'm going to a better place." No, you're not. I didn't like life too much, and I know I'll be happy wherever the fuck I go, so I'm gone. Goodbye. And then Harris says also, "Yeah, everyone I love, I'm really sorry about all this. I know my mom and dad will just be like, just fucking shocked beyond belief. I'm sorry, all right? I can't help it.
You can't.
We did what we had to do."
No, because, hold on, because you can help it, you could not do it.
Yeah. And then Eric says, "Susan, his friend, sorry. Under different circumstances, it would have been a lot different."
Would it? Because, again, you could just, like, fucking not do it.
Yeah. And then there's some silence, and then that's it. Sorry. Goodbye. And then
Very
goodbye.
remorseful. Yeah.
And then they go and kill a bunch of people and then kill themselves. The words, when I say them, sound sincere. But I wish I could hear their voices. Because I don't know if they sound as sincere as I did.
I know for a fact it did not.
Because, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't kill children. Don't kill anyone.
It's not that complicated.
But especially don't kill children.
Yeah. So the basement tapes, like you said before, were destroyed in early 2011, along with all of the other shell casings, weapons, notes, anything that remained from Columbine, to avoid the glorification and people trying to get a hold of stuff like this, because...
Which they would, absolutely.
100%. We've seen lots of stuff come out of, even fucking casts of Ted Bundy's teeth from the bite marks and, little pieces from Ed Gein's collections. And, this shit finds a way. There's always going to be dark people that are looking to find some piece of true crime that they can hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we wouldn't have a show like this if we weren't interested in true crime to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is just the morbid curiosity of negative psychology, right? Understanding the insanity of the world around us. But I would never, in a million years, think it necessary to have a piece of evidence from something like this. Mm-hmm. From something where people were brutally murdered.
I mean, don't you have a piece of...
Okay, what she's referring to is a piece of the Hindenburg blimp that I paid $250 for.
Mm-hmm.
That's different because that's a piece of history, and they were not purposely murdered. It was just an accident.
Okay.
It's also the coolest fucking thing I own. I'm so happy about it. But I cannot imagine needing a piece of a situation where something like that occurred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm justifying myself. The Hindenburg is a piece of history. It was something that was that literally was out of people's control.
Mm-hmm.
This was fully in control.
Yeah.
Serial killers, fully within their capability to not do it.
Sure.
Please.
No, I understand where you're coming from. So you're good.
I just, I cannot imagine. I think it's, for that reason, I think it's good that this stuff was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it needed to be held onto for case reasons by any means, because it was pretty evident who did it.
Case closed.
Yeah, it was kind of an open and shut, this is what happened. We'll never know why, really. We can gather from the basement tapes, we can gather from some aspects of the evidence, but we'll never know without hearing directly from them and being able to interview them. I don't think they deserve to be able to tell their story. Mm-hmm. So I think it's probably best that they shot each other or themselves or whatever ended up happening.
Yeah. If I become a ghost and I go to a bad place, I'll interview them and I'll let you know.
Sick. Cool.
And then I'll beat them up.
Okay. Cool. That's official confirmation from Jamie that she is going to be a ghost and beat them up.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I do it for the people.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. What would we do without you? Probably just be the same.
Yeah. Not much would change. You'll rue the day.
Okay, Neville, relax.
You knew what I was going. We should go now.
So the aftermath of Columbine has been, 23 years of, unfortunately, not much changing.
Yeah.
A lot of schools in the U.S. supposedly enacted zero tolerance rules regarding threats of violence from students.
Sure.
This is also coming from the country where about 45,000 people die every year from gun-related injuries. And that's an old statistic. So,
yeah,
realistically, it's
way more.
It's way more because guns are still readily accessible. I think the Second Amendment is fucking bullshit, and you don't have the right to bear arms because you don't need them. There's
sure some qualified, trained adult professionals can have guns.
But I don't think everyone needs to walk around with AK-47s and assault weapons.
No.
I don't think that's necessary at all.
But can I get on a soapbox?
Please.
One thing.
Finish your drink, because Jamie said it. No shots.
Like I was just saying, like, trained adult professionals can have guns in certain situations. I think in Canada, guns are not allowed, like, at all, unless you're hunting or in the military. My mom used to be like a security guard patrolling at night. She wasn't allowed to have any form of weapon. Nothing for self-protection. No pepper spray, not a baseball bat, not a baton, not a gun, not a knife, nothing. No concealed weapons. Not even bear spray, because you're not supposed to have bear spray in the city because there's no bears.
It's true.
So that's also literally illegal.
Connor and I were terrified when we had to buy bear spray.
Yeah.
Couldn't even figure out how to open it.
And my mom was like, well, no, because they train us that our weapon is our phone. And that made me so angry. So you're telling me in America, a 19-year-old can get their hands on a gun, but my mom walking around in the dark at night as a security guard is not allowed to have pepper spray or a taser. Fix your situation.
Yeah,
because
find your fucking priorities, because...
Yeah, because one person needs it in that situation.
Yeah.
One person could get murdered or sexually assaulted. And I literally was like, please, do it. And she's like, it's illegal. And I was like, I don't care. Do it anyway, please. Okay, rant over.
Yeah.
Get your priorities straight, please.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much that we can say that's going to make a difference in terms of gun reform laws in the U.S.
Yeah.
We're not even American.
No.
But I'm so emotionally exhausted from seeing the news and constantly hearing about gun violence, and
especially against children.
And even in the field of work that I do, the amount of conversations we have to have of, okay, well, this is what happens if you're in an active shooter situation.
Yeah.
We should not have to have those drills at schools. School should be a safe place where parents are able to send their kids to learn and socialize and not fear for their lives. Exactly. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And if I'm as angry and upset as I am without having a child, without being in America, I cannot imagine the fear that parents have sending their kids to school every day, the fear that parents have buying bulletproof backpacks and shields that kids can pull out from under their desks. Just, I send my love and my support, and I sincerely hope that something will change someday soon, because it's only getting worse. And like I said at the beginning, one of these shootings is one too many. Columbine was not the only one by far. It just happened to be one of the biggest.
Yeah.
And it's a fear that happens every single day. And until something is done about it, that fear is just going to be ingrained in all of us.
Yeah.
And as someone who is at the age where settling down, starting a family is coming, I don't want to have to sit back and wonder what my kids are going to have to go through.
Or if your kids will make it through school.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot to handle. It's a heavy thing to think about, but it's important to discuss, because if you don't talk about it, nothing's going to change.
Yeah. Be safe. Think about it.
If there's any petitions, any active Reformation laws that are up for debate that you would like us to hear about, that you would like us to share on our social medias, to share on a future episode, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will do that in a heartbeat. There are also fundraisers for the families from the Uvalde shootings, because, as I said, the court proceedings are still ongoing. So we will probably be sharing some stuff on how you can help support those families.
Mhm.
Anything we can do, we will.
Mhm.
So please be safe, support each other. If you're going through a tough time, talk to someone, because there
Don't kill people.
Yeah, there are better alternatives than shooting other people to deal with your problems. Because I promise you that's never going to solve anything.
Yeah.
It is only going to make everything a billion times worse.
For you and others.
Yeah. So, that being said, we will wrap it up here.
Yeah. It's gotten sad.
I've made myself sad.
Yeah. Okay, love you.
Feels weird to do self-promo, but if you would like to follow along with us, check out where those fundraisers are going to be available. You can follow us on Instagram at Creeps and Coffee, Twitter at Creeps and Coffee. You can send us an email at creepsandcoffee@gmail.com to share your thoughts, your experiences, anything you'd like us to check out. Or you can help support the show by checking out our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/creepsandcoffee. Help us fuel our caffeine-induced recording sessions and make the day a little bit more bearable when we're talking about stuff like this. All in all, take care of each other. We love you. And we will chat with you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Produced and edited by us, Kate and James.
Our theme music is Stuck in a Hole by Dated.
For more information on where to find them, check out the link in our show notes.